Assalamu alaikum, everyone. So today we are going to work. Today we are going to work on a short story. We are going to find out the figurative speeches over here and how to write a short story, how to make sentence structure nice, and you can use a lot of elements which are very useful for writing a story or any kind of creative writing. So here is a short story. You can take, I could have taken any other short stories, but I have made up by myself one. And there will be a homework for you to make your own story up. So, I have written a title over here, any kind of title I can choose, but at the end of the story, this is an incomplete story yet. It's not done yet. So the title can be ego, the distance, the miscommunication, the wrongdoers, and etc. etc. I haven't decided yet, but I will decide it when I'll be done fully. So let me just read out. First of all, Rayad started his A-level business studies coaching in Dhanmondi after a long time. He intended to somehow pass the exam and complete the A-level. He had a bunch of good friends in the class. In his first class, his eyes locked into one girl whom he found the most elegant and charming of all. The girl saw him and took her eyes off instantly. Few days later, he was friend with many, but Yasna. He could not make any conversation with her yet. Nonetheless, no one actually cared to. They both were busy with their own lives. Couple of days later, they had a conversation but faded away too soon since the level exam was nearby. Just knocking at the door, and Yasna was as sincere as a warrior in a battlefield. She did not dare to hamper her studies in any way. Okay, I forgot to put a full stop over here. Okay. Hey, what's up, Yasna? He asked. One day. All good. How are you? She replied back with a question. As a Muslim boy, he always preferred Alhamdulillah, praise be to Allah, as his reply. In those days, life was not that difficult. There were mobile phones, text messages, and less communication tools. Yasna and Rayad had an alluring friendship between each other, but then again, the communication could not grow much since they had to part soon. The parting, as if, was the key element of this friendship. Their A levels were done, and they both got busier. So you see here what I did. There are some techniques I have used and you can learn from here. I have started a background. I have started just a background information like what they used to do. These are the main characters, Rayad and Yasna. Rayad started his A-level business studies coaching in Dhanmondi. He had a bunch of good friends. He intended to somehow pass the exam and complete the A-level. So by this line, what do you understand? By this very line, what do you understand about Rayad? That is he very sincere enough? Is he very sincere enough about his studies? No, he wasn't. So it's giving a kind of background information about the main character Rayad. He had bunch of good friends in the class. That means he is a kind of person who can mix up easily. So this is the characteristic that Rayad has. In his first class, his eyes locked into one girl. I'm not introducing her yet. I'm just introducing the girl. I'm not addressing her yet. Okay. The girl saw him. So I have written here, I could have written here elegant, beautiful, but then again, I have used these two adjectives. Okay. So I'm just marking them. Okay. So the girl saw him and took her eyes off instantly. So his eyes was locked, and what about her? The girl saw him and took her eyes off instantly. So these suggest what? This suggests what? And took her eyes off instantly. That means he was shy. That means he was shy. So that is also a characteristic. Few days later, he was friend with many, but Yasna. So I have just introduced the name here of the main of another main character. Okay, he could not make any conversation with her yet. Nonetheless, then there is a connective. So try to use connectives in your write-up, which will make your writing good. No one actually cared. They both were busy with their own lives. Couple of days later, they had a conversation, but faded away too soon. See, faded away too soon. So this is something I'm going to talk about later. Like, this is something I'm going to discuss later about the faded thing. Just knocking at the door, and Yasna was as sincere as a warrior in a battlefield. So Yasna's characteristic here is mentioned again. So Yasna was, and there is a simile. Okay, and there is a simile. So was as sincere as a warrior in a battle, but she did not dare to hamper her studies in any way. So she was very sincere in her studies, and she was very serious, sincere, attentive. Hey, what's up, Yasna? Now I am starting the second paragraph with a dialogue. Hey, what's up, Yasna? He asked one day. All good, how are you? She replied back with a question. So I said she replied back with a question. As a Muslim boy, he always preferred Alhamdulillah. So I'm giving a very, foreign language here. Many of the examiners, English examiners, cannot understand. Maybe we think that they won't understand what's the meaning of Alhamdulillah, but Alhamdulillah is a very common word now. So yeah, so I have given the meaning here. Okay, so when you are giving any foreign words here, something not usual, so or any other language, you have to make sure that you are giving the meaning in the bracket. Okay, as is. In those days, life was not that difficult. There were mobile phones, text messages, and less communication tools. Yasna and Rayad had an alluring friendship between each other. So again, I have used alluring. So instead of beautiful, good, okay, using advanced words between each other. But then again, the communication could not grow much since they had to part soon. So this line, okay, so this line, okay, purple, so faded away too soon and they had to part soon. You see, there is a connection between these two, because when they are coming close together, the friendship had to fade away somehow. The friendship had to just fade away. Miscommunication could not grow much, since they had to part soon, faded away. So the story will be depending on these two. So at last they had to split from each other. They had to get distant. They had to part their ways in a way. Okay. So this is a story of a friendship. So what can be the themes over here? I'm going to talk about the themes later on, but still I'm just going to give it a brief discussion on the themes. So the themes will be ego. The themes one of the main themes is ego, miscommunication, misunderstanding, and then distant, and then friendship, love, and then definitely separation. So and also there will be some religious stuff coming. No political things will be here, because this is a very personal story of two students, or of two people, or of two friends. All right, so these are the elements that I needed to discuss about. So please give me your feedback if you have any question or queries on this, and if you want to know more figurative languages and what other things can you use in this story, please write it in the comment. Thank you very much, everyone.